Yeah.
Hello, hello, my dear friends, you've reached Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. She'll help improve your fitness, but there's also so much more. 'Cause here are just a few things that this channel has in store. There's barre and there's Pilates and there's belly dancing too. And many styles of yoga, so I'm sure there's one for you. Then watch her practice pianist string from right within her home. She's in such big condition, she'll outrun the metronome. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. They're the best place on the internet, the very best by far. It's not just the piano, but the ukulele too. The guitar and violin are even more that she can do. She does so many different things, it's hard not to lose track. I nearly didn't mention that she posts on her Substack. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. Yet controversial topics may be brought up for discussion, but try not to provoke her or she'll swear at you in Russian. And sometimes certain topics can make quite a big impression. So remember, you take part at your own risk and your discretion. Yeah, Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. You might even meet Anita if you're quite a loyal fan. She's got a fixed male cat, but she's so desperate for a man. We've really got it all, then you couldn't ask for more. So sit right back and watch Elena shave a 3 or 4. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far.
Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Elena's Bar and the Resurgence of Sanity. How are you doing, guys?
Sun shining. It's a warm day. Yeah, life is good.
Did you miss talking to me?
Oh. Do you want an honest answer or the right answer?
The right one. Why would I need an honest one?
I enjoyed my day off.
Oh, Steve. Okay.
You wanted the honest answer.
No, I said the right one. Lie to me.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I missed you.
I know, right? Anyway, guys, today we have fun. We have a fun live stream. We are reacting to a couple of videos that I found on Pearl Davis YouTube channel. She's been very busy lately talking to the church people, interviewing all of the women there and some men too, whether wives should submit to their husbands. And yeah, we are talking about submission. And I did write an article. I don't know if you want to look into it. Steve, did you have a chance to read it?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Well, okay, we can glance through it. We probably won't spend too much time there, just to give us the foundational understanding. But then I refer you to always listen to the Resurgence of Sanity guys. Go watch their live streams. All of our live streams are based on your prior discussions. So we are building up on them. And
Elena, do women wear masks?
Yes.
Do church ladies really submit to their husbands?
Well, that's what we are about to find out today during this live stream. We are going to look into some interviews and see maybe there are some virtuous, godly women out there who do submit to their husbands. And Pearl, shout out to her. I mean, the work that she's been doing, and I've seen so many Christian people are criticizing her, and we will look into one of those videos where a guy is like, well, she's not even a Christian, she's a pagan or whatever. And then, like, if you are so Christian, then why don't you ask the same questions to your women in your church? Why is it you who has to do all of this work? And then everyone is like, I agree with Pearl. So many Christians are so insufferable today. So yeah.
Like this. I have many friends that are not Christians, and they're very openly not.
Mm-hmm.
I respect them because they stick to their principles. I
Yeah.
challenge them a few times. But the one thing they like about me is like, no, Nick really believes it, and he doesn't care how many people it's going to offend.
Yeah.
You have to stick to your truth and not just bend because you want to make women feel better. How
Mm-hmm.
abominable is that? You change what God has said because you don't want to hurt women's feelings? That's pathetic.
It is, yeah. It is pathetic. Yeah, they don't even stick to the scripture, or they cherry pick. They only pick the least objectionable truth from the Bible, and then they accentuate them more. And I know, guys, you talked about it in your previous live stream, the biblical deductions that I highly recommend everyone who is joining us to watch. Yeah, hi Tacticus, great to see you. Uh-huh. Do women obey their personal trainers, life coaches, yoga gurus, social media influencer? I know,
Probably
right?
more than their husbands.
More than, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of do, as long as those people are leading them where they want to go.
Exactly. It's conditional, guys. It has to be conditional. Even with these Christian women who preach the Bible. Yeah, they are subverting it. They're not supposed to do that. I've been calling out women who are just straight up quoting the Bible. There is always some hidden subversion going on there, especially when you look into the other content as well, how they are twisting it.
Oh, you mean this has happened ever since the beginning? Women twist what God has said?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that couldn't have happened to Eve, could it?
Well, Eve was perfect, I guess, according to some women on the internet. Yeah.
Okay, let me comment on that. Eve actually twisted it before she sinned.
Oh,
In
see?
the conversation with the serpent,
Mm-hmm.
and he asked her, "Did God tell you not to eat the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil?" She said, "God told us not to eat it and not to touch it." Wait a minute. God never said not to touch it. And there's no record of God telling Eve anything prior to that.
Yeah, he was supposed to tell her directly, not through her husband.
God told the man, and the man told her, "Don't eat that." And then when she replied to the serpent, she says, "Don't eat or touch." Okay, she already got it wrong. So that's twisting it. And that's
Yeah, and it's
the
also
sinless
twisting, it's
woman,
usurping.
and she hadn't sinned yet. The sinless woman twisted it or misunderstood it.
Well,
or
and it's also
extrapolated.
it also happens to fit into her desire to dominate over her husband already there, because she didn't take her husband's word for it. God himself had to tell her directly, not through her man, right? She's already usurping her husband's authority over her. God has to talk to her directly. He didn't tell
No,
her
she
anything.
had to be just like God. You don't understand. The serpent said, not only that, but she gets to be just like God.
Just like God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She wanted to be the God over her own life, overthrowing authority.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
man. That sin and rebellion and twisting and therefore ultimately eating the fruit
Yeah.
and giving to her husband. Man, but aren't Christian women just automatically, by the grace of God, zapped and made free of that temptation? They don't do that anymore, do they?
all women are the same. All women are like that. This is what I've been fighting. The fight I've been having with so many Christian women on social media. They think that somehow just because they go to church, just because they believe in God and all of those things, somehow they are better. Somehow they are superior than other women. They don't realize that they have the same female nature. The same, ladies, everyone, all of you are the same.
Okay.
But I'm special and unique because my face to Jesus, I love Jesus.
Well, Cappy had a good book. I Don't Want a Threesome with Jesus,
Yeah,
The
I know.
Christian's Guide to a Pro-Sex Marriage. Oh, he's got some real good nuggets in there about these Christian women. And he does not view them very favorably. But he's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, guys, let's look into my recent Substack article that I wrote about submission of women. We're not going to spend too much time there. I refer you to read it, but yeah, let's just glance at it to give us the idea. So here's my Substack. If you're not subscribed yet, please go subscribe. And so we are looking into the recent one.
Good.
Let me know if you can read it.
I'll
Nope.
expand it.
Expand it. Okay. Like that? Is it better?
One more.
Okay, one more. Oi, I'm doing something else. Hold on. I'm just...
There you go.
There.
Oh, wow, that's really legible now, Steve. Do you want to read it then? Or you wanted to say something? I interrupted you.
No, that's fine.
No. Okay. Do you want to read it?
Do you want me to read it?
Sure, go for it, because you haven't read it yet.
Do TradCon? TradWives submit to their husbands.
Mm-hmm.
People want to believe that just because women publicly blame feminism, they are good people, and that people will be the best socially acceptable outward appearance and words are good, and that people with the best socially acceptable outward appearance and words are good people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is this really so? That's what we're going to explore in this article. This article will upset a lot of traditional conservative church people because it will debunk their popular magic dirt NAWALT narrative. TradCon, TradWives are somehow better than other women. In the red pill community, we think that these women are more pretentious, fake, and insufferable because they are so full of themselves and they put the most relevant mask on to get what they want while keeping all the feminist benefits.
Sounds like the TradCon.
That's what I'm describing there. Yeah. Uh-huh.
They're
Okay.
even willing to publicly trash feminism, saying all socially acceptable things against feminism so that other people can see how virtuous they are. They shift the blame on feminism for their own prior and current choices, to avoid accountability for their own actions, and to get public praise and veneration for their efforts. And they always exaggerate their fight with the real insane, rigid feminists. Honestly, it all turns into a useless catfight, stupid comparison of who has a better lifestyle, which feminist strategy works best for women, who deserves a better treatment. It's all very annoying, pointless, and performative. They're all fighting about who is better and who deserves more attention from men, who needs to be venerated more. Nothing that actually addresses the core problem, the divorce court and the family law, which tells us that they don't want to solve the problem. They just want to be seen fighting using their own husbands and kids in this culture war. We've covered this topic many times with the resurgence of sanity, guys. Please check our long format live streams. Honestly, debating women is a waste of time because nothing gets solved. And we said it many times before. The solution comes from men not dealing with women because men have natural authority over women, not giving women what they want, whether it's sex, in a short-term relationship or marriage, long-term relationship. Yet it's interesting to see how TradCons try to promote that it's up to women to give up their power and control over men to solve the demographic issues that we're experiencing, which of course keeps elevating women over men. God never gave authority to women, so they can't give it up and rescind it a few years later when men do something women don't approve. And what's interesting is that these trads never want to talk about Christian red pill men.
Want to talk too?
Want to talk to Christian red pill men. This applies not just to LARPing TradCon women, but to trad simps who criticize the red pill community and who also use their family for clout. The moment these women get a traditional church man to wife them up, they immediately assume the authoritative position in the family and they brag about their perfect marriage on social media. They always show their perfectly dressed family members with the same fake smile on social media, especially during the holiday season, to get more likes from random strangers on the internet. They constantly exploit their husbands and kids for clout, regardless of how unsafe the internet is for their family. And they often do cooking and cleaning videos where the entire emphasis is on their pregnant bellies, chesticles, butt, and other sexy body parts. So cartoonish and fake. As a millennial, I'm craving authenticity, and I don't see it anywhere, especially online when it comes to having a family. Please let me know if you notice it too, and if you feel the same. Women always wear different masks to conceal their true female nature, to hide their rebellion against male authority, and to bamboozle men into compliance, especially during financially harder times. Today, TradCon, TradWife mask, is very popular among reformed whores who are retiring in the church, pray to God every day, repeat the least objectionable truths, and who expect a high-quality traditional man to wife them up, to serve, to provide, to protect, and to lead them where they already want to go. Are they submissive to their husbands? No. And they were never submissive to begin with. They just faked their submission for a short time to get a long-term protection and security from their servant leader husbands. Their so-called submission and obedience to their husbands is conditional upon his servitude to her, where they can sure play him into compliance and legal slavery. This is why we can't use the term neo-submission and neo-obedience with them, because from Greek, neo means new. My husband corrected me when I used neo-submission and neo-obedience terms when talking about neo-feminists, because he came up with the term neo-feminism, a new form of feminism with a different coat of paint. Neo-submission and neo-obedience require submission and obedience to be there to start with. And unlike feminism, they were never there. What they are doing is not biblical submission and obedience. These women are just better at hiding their rebellion against male authority than the feminists are.
Well, and then there is this video where I'm basically kind of summarizing it.
Let's let Nick carry on from here.
Oh, okay. Nick, you want to read it?
Okay. Pearl Davis has been interviewing people from different churches, and none of these churches actually want men to have any legal authority over their wives. Please watch her recent videos. Feminists never submitted to their husbands. They always rebelled against male authority. And neo-feminists never submitted. They are still rebelling against their husband's authority. They are just using different strategies to get what they want from men. Feminists are more vocal about their rebellion. They are pushing for pro-fempowerment laws against men. In the red pill, we actually consider them to be more honest because we know what to expect from them. Neo-feminists are more covert. They are more manipulative, therefore more dangerous because under their trad mask, they are hiding the same reliance on the existing pro-empowerment laws against male authority. Their trad mask allows them to get away with nasty divorces because nobody expects the good traditional women to cheat and divorce their husbands. But in reality, the church and all other institutions back them up because, quote, if this godly reformed whore woman is no longer married, it must be his fault, end quote. This is why you have to be more careful with them. Remember that all women have the same female nature. All women are like that by nature, and the laws are the same for everyone, regardless of the masks women wear. Remember that the nastiest divorces happen with stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home wives and moms, because regardless of their public proclamations against feminism, they are who they are. Women equals feminist. They still want to keep all the feminist benefits, such as unrestrained social media presence, showing their pretty body parts and flaunting clothing and angles, exploiting their husbands and kids for clout, and automatic custody and alimony and child support. They want to reserve the right to leave their husbands at any moment and kidnap their husbands' kids. All of this is against the natural law that we discussed with Pastor Barnes, where God's design and patriarchal hierarchy are inverted. There is a biblical Christian argument against marriage with the current family laws because modern marriage equals divorce and enslavement of men. Oh, and that's your quote. Okay.
Yeah, this is the one. And here is the statistics that Pearl Davis actually shared. Stay-at-home wives have the highest divorce rate. 45 to 52% are the homemakers, stay-at-home wives and
They have
mothers.
the most to gain by divorcing their husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Besides us, the resurgence of sanity and Elena's bar, there are quite a few people in the red pill community who have been sharing the divorce data and men's divorce experiences with stay-at-home moms, like Pearl Davis, Richard Cooper, Dr. David Edgerton, different divorce lawyers like James Sexton, etc. The data is out there, and if you knowingly choose to ignore it and still propagandize men to wife up these godly and virtuous church women who suddenly found Jesus, it only speaks volumes about your IQ and your moral stance. It demonstrates either your obliviousness or intentional, insidious decision to mislead men, where they will be eventually destroyed in the divorce court. Whether you are aware or unaware, or and willfully or unintentionally insist on pro-marriage or pro-babies propaganda, you are promoting the destruction of men, the patriarchs, and kids' well-being in pursuit of bailing women out from their own promiscuous choices. You are allowing women to avoid accountability and not suffer the temporal consequences for their own inappropriate behavior at the expense of good men and existing children. We call traditional conservative TradWives neo-feminists because they still expect princess treatment from men, public veneration for being stay-at-home moms, and ability to take their husbands to the cleaners in the divorce court. Remember that all women are feminists by their fallen, unrestrained nature. And with current laws, all women are legally incentivized to ruin men and their own families. You can't be a woman and not be a feminist. Women who say they are not feminists are virtue signaling. And they're also saying that they are not women. I'm not even sure they even realize the implications of what they are saying. All women are feminists. This is why women need to be restrained by their husbands socially and legally. Until women acknowledge that women are feminists, not perfect, women cannot fully accept their husband's authority over them. And we already know that no woman on earth will ever admit it. Hence another reason for why we women need external legal boundaries restraint to prevent us from destroying ourselves and others around us, even if a woman has some humility. Let's say she says she admits she is not perfect. She could still be virtue signaling for attention. Without their husbands imposing discipline and restraint on them, women have no moral grounding. This is why women need to be under the headship authority of their husbands. I hope this article and video clarify this. Please let me know if you have more questions for us. All right, Elena, you can finish it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we don't need to finish here. It's just, join us for interesting discussions with the Resurgence of Sanity guys on Wednesdays at 5:45 p.m. Pacific on their YouTube channel, and then on Saturdays at 9:15 a.m. Pacific. This is usually what I say in the end. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, guys. Take care, everyone. And thank you for taking the time to read this article. Please share it with other men who need to read it, who need to hear it. So yeah, okay, I'll stop sharing. Cool.
That was a well-written article, Elena.
You like it?
Oh, yeah.
I try
do.
to be concise. See, I'm making some progress here after you've been beating me up for so many years. Fewer words. Yeah. Yeah, Shiv here says most Christians in the church are performative. Yeah. Yeah, they know, and women know that now they can get more attention because men are craving something. So if women say all of the socially acceptable things, that they appreciate their men, that they love their men. Ladies, I don't care what you say because your words mean nothing. Today you say one thing, tomorrow you say something else when something else pops up and becomes more popular. I care about your actions, and I haven't seen any proof that I was wrong about you or any other women out there who are LARPing and virtue signaling, saying all of those things, and yet they don't want men to have any legal authority over them. It hasn't, your LARPing and virtue signaling hasn't been reflected in the legal changes. I believe it when I see it.
You're saying actions speak louder than words?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, and they think that just by doing these magical incantations, by saying all of these things that men want to hear, and there are a lot of men who are falling for these baits. I was talking to my dad a few days ago. He's not naive. Maybe at some point he was, but not anymore in regards to women. And he basically told me the same thing, that you have to watch people's actions. Words are meaningless. They sound nice, but if nothing else gets done, then you can. This is why propaganda never works, because it's just words. It's just this magic dot thinking that you can convince women to do something that they don't want to do already. We will talk about
Elena,
propaganda next week.
So if you can't convince women what to do, what are we doing here?
We are trying to convince men not to wife up this horse.
That's most people who listen. It's funny.
I mean, yeah. Well, because you know what, Nick, and I think my husband will explain it better next week. I talked to him yesterday about propaganda, why it doesn't work on women. And whenever every time they start propagandizing women, or they have this desire, what leftists are doing, just using the same tactics and use propaganda on the right as well. You just change the sentences and everything, but the tactics remain the same. They are actually trying to propagandize men, because by telling to women, be this virtuous, godly woman who loves your husband, who love bombs him, how I called out Lauren for switching. Now she's talking about how women should treat their husbands, and basically love bomb, guys. And you can come at me and tell me that I'm exaggerating, you don't see what she's saying. You have to watch more than one video, and this applies not just to her but to other content creators. You can't build a picture of a person, of their attitude and what are they presenting by just watching one video. You have to follow that person and see in progression what are they doing there, what other messages are they sending out, if there are any inconsistencies.
Yeah. You can see it most clearly that way. But you don't even, okay, if you're very skilled and been trained in this, one video is enough. You listen to what she said.
Yes.
And then you think, why is she saying this? Is she promoting her stuff? Is she promoting a false narrative? What does this imply to within her life? And the message is really hidden. It's not the overt message that's the main message.
Yes.
It's the covert message. And you have to ask, why is she saying this? What is she doing here?
What is she
Then,
doing?
it still comes through, but you have to learn to view everything that any woman says in relation to the nature of women, all women, that you already know.
Yeah, and the only way, at least I've watched thousands of women, and we've been analyzing content creators for a long time, guys, for a few years, and I was trained how to spot those things also back in college, and in particular how to spot propaganda. But if you're trying to get better at this, at detecting what the hidden messages are, it just takes practice. But you can't blindly trust what people are telling you, especially women. Especially when it comes to other women. I sometimes get messages from women saying, but I don't notice what you notice there. Well, I've been doing it much longer than you probably have. And you are refusing to challenge the message and to see you want to believe the words that she's putting out there, because her words, and she's very well outspoken. Credit to her that she knows how to talk and how to be on camera, how to use the microphone. She's really good at it.
Yeah, women don't notice the things they don't want to notice.
Exactly. Yeah. But it does take practice, ladies. I'm telling you. Do you remember Emma, right?
Yeah.
It took years for her too, and now she can see. Now she sometimes shares videos with me, and she says, "Elena, this is the hidden message that they are doing." I'm like, "Yes, you're getting it now," But it also took her a while, and you can scroll back, guys, when we were doing
Are women capable of such duplicity?
What duplicity?
Saying one thing and doing another?
Oh, that they start seeing the hidden messages?
No. That's what you detect.
Yeah. Oh, that women are capable of the duplicity. Yeah, I mean, this is our nature. Yeah, we say one thing, we think another.
So what they're saying is the mask. Everything a woman says, okay, and you could kind of make this an absolute statement. I mean, there are exceptions, I suppose. But everything she says is a mask to make you see her in a certain light, to try and convince herself that she is this virtuous woman.
Yeah.
But it's a projection of how she wants to be seen, not necessarily who she really is. It may be at the time who she wants to be, but not necessarily, not probably who she really is.
Yeah. She wants to be viewed in a certain way. This is why she uses certain phrases. This is why she uses certain words. And yeah, I've picked up on what she's been trying to do a long time ago. a long time ago, and I was watching. She definitely changed the way she speaks now. Even if you look into her older videos, she was more loud. She was more, let's say, emotional. Now she is trying to reserve herself better. Yeah, she has this gentle voice. I noticed that, but I've been watching her stuff for a long time, guys. Yes. I'm just interested to see the transitions and the new masks that they start adopting as we head into.
It is interesting how
other
many
times.
different masks they can adopt. At one point, can they run out of masks?
No,
I mean,
I
how
think
inventive can they be?
they can be very innovative, Nick, and it's a great point that you bring up, because based on the external factors, based on how men behave, then women react to male behavior. So when women don't get something, they start adjusting things. They still want those things, right? But then they come up with constantly new strategies of how they can get what they want. This is why for you gentlemen, sometimes it can be really hard to detect what does she really want. So unless you know what all women want, right, unless you are aware about female nature
Once
and,
from
like,
Mel Gibson.
yeah, then
Steve
you will be
Buscemi,
driven
right?
you will be driven by her words. And a lot of men, they worship her, they really like her because like she.
Hey, you know what? How many masks? I would say 3 to 5. That's it. Women are not innovative. You can categorize it. Now, within those categories, there can be all kinds of nuances and different flavors, but you can categorize it. Just like, for instance, women's conversations with each other.
Yeah.
I narrowed it down to 2 categories. There might be more, but category 1, kittens and babies are cute. Number 2, she's a bitch and a whore, and I'm not like that. Now, those are broad categories. One is about cuteness and fuzzy bunnies and wonderfulness, and that's all superficial. The other one is criticizing other women, and that could be criticizing men, but in a broad stroke, there's 2 things there.
Well, it's criticizing the man for choosing the other woman and not them. It's still about that intrasexual competition for men's attention. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Judy Castelli?
Judy, no.
Let's look it up real quick. Man, she must be really innovative.
Do you want us to look into her now?
Yeah. I was looking something up while we're talking about how many personalities can they have.
Oh, well, can you share the link, or do you want me to find her?
Just do an AI overview. Judy Castelli personalities.
Okay, Castelli says she has 44 distinct personalities. This is what AI says. Throughout her life, she suffered abuse, suicide attempts, and hospitalizations. Eventually, she turned to art as a form of expression and healing. Now she uses her diagnosis and experience to create artworks and support others who suffer from mental illnesses. 44 personalities. What is it, like a multiple personality disorder?
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a psychologist, so.
Well,
leave it to a woman to take something simple and make it complex.
Yeah. Well, and now we have to venerate. This is what you guys were talking about Cluster B, about your recent live stream, right? Like now we venerate, we praise these women who have multiple personality disorders, multiple masks. Oh my gosh, she's so multifaceted. She's so many things.
But you notice it's not her fault.
Yeah, right. Nothing is ever her fault.
It's a survival mechanism from a lifetime of childhood abuse, psychiatric hospitalizations, suicide attempts, and chronic mental health struggles. This all stems from abuse. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
You go down to the just any complaint a woman has. She's promoting it at the foundational level. It's not her fault.
Mm-hmm.
It was Satan who deceived me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's all that evil.
It was the serpent.
Evil feminist propaganda that lied to us. Oh my gosh. Ladies, you are just an evil creature if you are not being restrained. Embrace that. Life will get easier for you if you do. Well, I mean, you might suffer the consequences, of course, and you don't want that. I understand. Yeah.
These women put on these masks. It's dissociative. It's like how Jezebel painted her face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretending to be something that you're really not. And then you'll get mad because he doesn't love the real you.
Well, but if real Hua is cluster B.
Haven't we talked about that, Steve? I think I've pulled that from your lips.
Probably.
Yeah.
Nick, what if real Hua? What if real Hua? What did you say to gentlemen on Wednesday? If real Hua is cluster B, what do you do with cluster B people?
Run
away.
Well, this is why they are hiding.
Far.
They know that you will run away. If you knew the truth, you would run away. If you knew her high body count, you would run away. If you knew that she is mental, you would run away. How else could she get long-term protection and security? She has to lie. It's not even her fault.
To love bomb you. She has to love bomb you.
She has to love bomb you.
She has to give you the crazy sex.
Exactly. How else is she going
to stick her hooks in you when you won't leave?
Yeah. This is why I stopped giving advice to women, because I don't want women to get what they want.
Yes. And now Elena just gives criticism to other women.
Not that they listen. Even if you give them advice, okay, they will only listen to the advice that they already want to implement. This is how propaganda works, right? You can't convince women to do something they don't want. They must want to do that thing already. And there will be a few women who will want to do the TradWives, TradCon LARP because it's easy. It's relatively easy for them. But then the kinds of women are going to be your cluster B women. The ones who, why don't I give, there was one lady.
The outside of the cup, but the inside of the cup.
Well, there was one lady who texted me on Instagram and she asked me, but Elena, why don't you instruct women on how to be better women? Because the ones who are already better, they are already settled, okay? They don't need my instructions. It's coming from their moms. They learn it from their grandmas. They learn it from their moms, right? And then, like, what?
Oh, no, they learn it from their fathers.
Right, and fathers too, right? And then if they don't have that, if they don't have that family foundation, if they were raised by single moms, there is nothing you can do. The only thing you can do, the only thing you can instruct women, and this is what Lauren is trying to do, and I'm calling you out for it, is to tell them how to conceal who they are better, to wear this TradCon, TradWives mask, love bomb your husband so that he ignores all of the crazy.
Okay.
He wipes
There's a
you up, and
scene.
then he's your slave. This is
I
what.
realized this. I realized there's a scene when, right after I got, thrown under the bus, hadn't seen my kids, was figuring out that I was heading for a nasty divorce. And people said, "Nick, what happened?" And I said, "I chose poorly." There's a scene in the Indiana Jones of the Last Crusade where they have all these cups, all these really shiny, nice, beautiful cups, very ornate, gold, silver, whatever they are, with jewels on them. And there's rows of them. And then there's the greedy guy. He looked at the nicest cup on the outside, right? And he took it and drank of the supposed blessed waters of eternal youth, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he aged and dropped dead. He disintegrated. He turned old, and you saw all his bones. I think his eyes popped out, and he turned to dust.
Wow.
He chose, and the old Crusader guy or knight said he chose poorly.
Yeah.
This is what will happen to you if you
But
watch
Nick, even if
one of
you
these
choose.
TradCon women wearing these masks.
Yeah, true, true. Even if you choose well, there is no guarantee, especially with the divorce system, with the current
Yes.
family laws. Even look, even my husband. I don't want to say that he chose well. I mean, I want to think that he did because we are still together, right? But I realize that even if you choose a decent woman, the chances of your marriage surviving and her not ruining you are maybe 5%, because there are decent 5% women. You usually don't see them on social media. They're not on social media. They are busy raising kids, helping their husbands, right? They want to have a family. This is why Rachel Wilson, even, we will talk about propaganda more, but in her book, The Occult Feminism, when she was looking into the history of it, she was saying that there were some women at the beginning who didn't want the feminist propaganda, right? The female liberation. And they were kind of fighting for it. But because the majority of women want it, it's never going to be the majority of women. Feminist propaganda worked on the majority because it's permission system. This is how my husband put it.
Hold on. It was the opposite. The vast majority of women did not buy into feminism and female right to vote and all that. The majority, like 90% plus, didn't want it.
Well, then why didn't they like how at some point it had to resonate with the female nature and female by that logic, if the majority of women didn't want it, then why do we see the shrinking number of marriages and women not staying married? And
the history is the majority of women didn't want it. There were a few vocal women that wanted it, but the decision was made by men and not by the average man. It was imposed by a certain political elite class, rich people that wanted this, and then they forced it through the system, and it was manipulated. It wasn't a groundswell of public support, but then once it became the norm, then everybody bought into the idea. Then the message came out that women were crying for this to happen. No, it never was the case. It's revising history. But now everybody agrees with it. Remember, okay, here's my defense of this. At the time, most women were under the authority of their husbands. They accepted that. That was the norm. They felt comfortable being there. They felt loved, supported, provided for. They wanted that to continue. So the norm was, yeah, this is reality. We want to keep reality. And so they were
I
fine.
still think that women, based on their nature, women still they always they really played on. Why was it so successful? Because they played on the female nature, the things that women already wanted to do. This is why it was so successful.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
But then, how come they convinced so many women who
Women
feel
did not
comfortable?
convince people.
I just yeah,
Okay.
I don't think that
The laws
it
of
just
the
makes
land
sense.
establish social norm.
Women had power prior to the right to vote. They used that power to enact prohibition, to get a constitutional amendment passed to ban alcohol. That was before the right to vote. They used their power for things they wanted. At the time, they didn't give a shit about the right to vote because they were already using their power. Now women have been convinced that the right to vote is an essential thing for their power. No, they always had the
No, they
power.
always
They
were
used it
obsessed.
anyway.
Steve, my point is that female nature, they always want power. They always want access to power, whether they have they have legalized it or not. As you said, they still used their power to get what they want.
I agree. Yeah, we're in agreement there.
So it's like
They were more restrained back
they
then.
were more restrained.
They liked the cover of the restraint and not being able to vote and being unequal because they had a lot of power. They didn't have any debts that they would be responsible for. It was all went to the husband. They liked their position because in that position they could exercise great power without accountability. And they did. Actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, the nature of women was still there, but women as a whole did not want the right to vote at the time.
Well, I mean, how much of a difference does it make if you still have all of the power? It's just
Right.
the detail
Exactly.
that like does it really matter when you already can execute upon all your power?
Right.
Couldn't
And
execute
women
on
at
all
that
their
time knew that.
They couldn't execute on all their power.
Well, they were still
No.
better restrained than now. Now they can just do whatever the hell they want, and nobody can tell them that they shouldn't be doing certain things. I mean, you can say that, and this is why propaganda won't work. I know why the right is trying to use the same tactics, the same propaganda to convince women. Well, don't do that. Like, no, you can't. You can't convince somebody to do something that they don't want to do. The only reason why feminist propaganda was so successful is because it gave women permission to behave the way women wanted to behave always. And we saw it in the Genesis 3 with Eve, how she usurped male authority. Women always wanted to usurp male authority. Nothing new there.
According to the sin and the fall, yet there's still a restraining common grace, and there's still a restraining special grace amongst common grace amongst the nations, special grace for those of his chosen. Okay. Whereby they have to fight against that fallen nature and desire. And yes, when they're actually restrained by society, it also establishes that cultural natural law norm where they are restrained by society, being restrained by their husbands, where, oh, that might be a good idea. Yet still they do still have to struggle against the flesh of that desire to dominate their husbands.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they know they don't want to do it, but they want to do it.
Well, even the good ones,
Well, men,
it's
men still have to struggle in different ways too, under that same concept of remaining. You're not fully sanctified in this life. There's still you're battling against the flesh, and depending and what is restrained by law and what is not, your upbringing. And man, that doing that might feel so good. So you do it, even though you know you shouldn't do it. Or you thought you did right, but oh, you still sinned in how you did it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, now telling women to like I said, like even convincing women to give up their power already implies that they have the power to begin with, which in a legal sense they do, but not according to biblical hierarchy.
Hey, Elena, I think you should do a survey. I think this could be very insightful. Ask women, do you see other women that should be restrained and deserve a spanking? So you're asking the question of a woman, do you see other women that should be restrained and receive a spanking? Because women always think other women are doing something wrong. So this would be very educational. Of course, that individual woman doesn't deserve to be restrained
Yeah,
or
right.
get a spanking. But other women, oh, yes. Oh, many women do. Probably. But not
Yeah,
you.
I don't like so many of them would say, well, this is violence against women, and
Okay, let's
based on
find
the
out.
comments I've received before.
Women often promote violence against other women to restrain other women. Not, I mean, there's kind of a conflict going on in her brain. She wants other women to be put down, but she doesn't want women to be put down because that would put down herself.
Yeah.
So there's a conflict here. And
Yeah,
no
there
one's
is
ever
definitely
really
cognitive.
probed into how does this work out?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be an interesting survey. I'm just thinking based on like, if they connect to other women and say, well, I'm a woman too, so I don't want other women to be restrained because I'm a woman. So if I want other women to be restrained, it means that I want myself to be restrained, and they
The
usually don't
sisterhood
want
uber
that.
alice or teamwork.
Yeah, sisterhood
There we go.
Morales. Yeah.
So if you do encounter other women, once in a while do you encounter other women? Okay, that's a singular woman, a special case. Then the other question is, do you think all women need this? Oh no, not all women, just some women.
Just that 304 over there. That really ticks me off.
Yeah, well, and this is essentially what TradCon, TradWives are doing. They say, well, we are not those whores. Those whores are bad. Yeah, you don't wipe them up. But here we are. And never mind that those same TradCon, TradWives used to be on OnlyFans. Some of them used to whore around. Ladies, just because you are not on OnlyFans, but you still are not a virgin when you marry your husband,
So-
you are still a whore.
Hey, Nick, do you know what a thought is?
Yeah, the concept. Yeah.
Okay, so this was 5 years ago. My stepdaughter was in junior high. She would call other girls thoughts. THOT.
Yeah, I know that one. Mhm.
Ho over there.
Exactly.
Thoughts. Mhm.
So it's women are always calling other women thoughts
Mhm.
This other woman over there, yes, she needs to be disciplined, spanked, whatever. She deserves everything that she gets.
Yeah.
Women in general, of course not.
Yeah, I know, right? When it comes to you. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
are we going to watch
Yes, let's watch.
Jay
Oh
Dyer
gosh.
take
Okay, do you
down
want to
Pearl?
watch him? Because I have so many videos. Guys, I recommend you to watch those interviews that Pearl was doing. So she has here Christian feminist therapist says marriage should be equal, just so that you know. And then, oh, she even went and asked Mormons if their women should obey their husbands. I don't know if you watched that one. And then there is this one. I asked Baptist now if women should obey. Oh, and then she also talked to a pastor. Was it a pastor or priest?
Who's
Okay,
an Orthodox priest?
Orthodox priest. Oh my God, that was just, oh, dude, you are embarrassing the whole. But anyway,
Oh,
okay.
pick one.
Let's.
Too many
Oh,
choices.
do Dallas Christian women obey their husbands?
I think there's a theme here
Mm-hmm.
and a similar answer.
What?
No, they don't obey their husband. But
Obviously.
this excuse and this excuse and this caveat and this blah blah.
I know.
blah.
Yes, but yeah.
Oh, but should I look for a Orthodox woman? Because she will obey me better. Should I look for a Mormon woman? Should I look for a Catholic woman? Should I
Yeah.
look for a Presbyterian woman? Should I look for an evangelical woman? Which woman, which church actually teaches this? That's what Pearl is trying to find out.
Yeah, and I don't think she found her favorite church yet that actually teaches women how to obey their husbands. Anyway, let's watch. I don't want to spend. I actually wanted to show you this because she does show the extract of it, and this is her own reaction to Jay Dyer. How
Okay.
he hates her church street interviews. So she's commenting on it and she's showing some videos. I did watch that one. I don't want to show too many. Like you guys can go watch them by yourself. I think I've seen most of them. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. Where is Jay Dyer? Here. Okay, and it's relatively short, so we can just watch this one, how she's reacting. Okay.
Cons, just being TradCons as per usual. And so today I'm just going to react to another like 10 minutes of it where we left off. And I think next is going to be Jay Dyer.
But I'm just saying, like, who was
Okay, so a little background. So I went outside an Orthodox church, and when I was outside the Orthodox church, I was accused of harassing Orthodox people, which I did not do. I'm always very respectful. I come with my sign. I ask, should Christian women obey? And my belief is that if you are a real Christian, you will answer the question without fear, because you know all the people in the church, like the early church, you know, they had death on the other side of it, answering questions like this. So I think the church can handle a little sign. Then the Orthodox came out and they said, oh, Pearl's harassing and blah, 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 blah. It was just an over exaggeration, outright lie. Then they apologized. So the beef is squashed. So no beef with the Orthodox over here. But what you point out is just the psychology that there's just a lot of fear in the churches.
afraid of this? Like, why would you be afraid
Yeah, I agree with you.
of and Pearl clutch over Pearl? Like, she's immoral. Okay, she's immoral. Well, if she's not in the church, you're surprised she's not moral.
Okay, now here's the thing. So this is where I talk about being particularly insufferable. So even that statement there, Pearl's immoral. Well, when did you meet your wife, Jay? How old was she? What did she do before she met? You know what I mean? Now, like another guy, and I like him. I've been on his show, nothing against him. But it's like he publicly tells a story of his wife monkey branching and then claiming she's more moral. It's like, You said that you dated your wife after she dated your friend. You know, it's like they claim that they're more moral, but they're not. And it's so obvious they're not, because if you guys had more moral women, if your church produced moral women, then the decisions of the women in your church would reflect that, and the average age of first marriage would be low. I mean, even the TradWife I interviewed at the Orthodox Church, nothing against her, but she had a bunch of tattoos. It's like, you're not fooling me. You can fool these guys. You're not going to fool Pearl.
Yeah.
And I think, in this society, you're just really not going to get good women. And that's okay. Why? But it's just kind of fraud.
Because, I mean, of course she's immoral. She's not in the church. She's not Orthodox. She's going to be immoral. She promotes immoral ideas. Why is this like some revelation? But people were all up in arms because she dared to get in people's faces. And I'm saying, what are you going to...
I didn't even get in anyone's face. But I'm with him. I think I agree with the overall sentiment.
Going to do when the Muslims come in your church and want to take you out? That already has happened. Daniel Sisiev was martyred by the Muslims because he was converting them. And you're going to be afraid of this volleyball girl?
Yeah, I'm with him. I'm with Jay.
Asking you questions? Everybody are just giant, dude. Everybody's a giant freaking vagina, man. They will not stand up for anything. They're terrified of everything. And I'm not saying that you have to be foolhardy. And then everybody wants to pretend that they're monastics. I don't understand this. Like, everyone suddenly becomes this pacifist Eloi monastic when these topics come up. And it's almost always laity who are like, oh, this is so damaging to the spirit of orthodoxy.
Okay, this is kind of funny.
The phronema, the spirit of orthodoxy. It's always the spirit of orthodoxy that is supposedly just being a total doormat, being a complete passive aggressive, just weirdo. If St. Ambrose Christianized the classical virtues in his writings, then how can you argue that cowardice is somehow Christianity? And I guarantee
he's cooking.
90% of the people who piety signal and talk about how these things are bad, they're actually cloaking their own insecurities and cowardice under a cloak of pacifism and piety. Let's see what her questions actually were here. So Pearl is basically a pagan.
Okay, so this is where Christians, I'm just helping you out because I do think some of you are well-meaning, but I do have a chart for you which talks about why you guys are particularly insufferable. And this is part of the chart, which I'll go to this video. Let me pull it up. Okay, so here, let me find this. Okay, so here, if I share this screen, which is you can, if you Google the Christian circle of gaslighting, you can watch it. But I wrote on this board why Christians are particularly insufferable. And because they go through the circle of gaslighting, which starts with being right. They want to be right. They discredit my interviews and they say I just interviewed the wrong people, the wrong race, the wrong social class. Then they try to discredit me. And that's where Jay Dyer is in this compilation. Is he's saying, oh, and this is where you guys are particularly insufferable. I am better than you, therefore I'm more moral, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, so he's going to go down that route. So let's keep going, I bet.
Has no knowledge of anything.
Okay, now now they go into the I am smarter than you. Which goes under the discredit. So then they bark Bible verses and say, do you know, I know the Bible verse. Do you know the Bible verse? That's insufferable. That's insufferable. And I don't mean this.
Well, they are bringing up the detailed arguments and they are trying to beat you with the details that can be irrelevant, to the entire conversation. But if they beat you there, then they can drag
it's like
you.
arguing with a woman.
Yeah.
Jay Dyer called Pearl a pagan.
No, right?
She's not a pagan. She grew up Catholic. She still believes in Catholicism. She's also gone to a lot of other churches. She's not hostile to Christianity. She actually believes in God. Whether she is a good practicing Christian or Catholic, Probably not, but who among us is? She's certainly not Orthodox, but to call someone a pagan, come on. Yeah, this is bullshit
It is bullshit.
exaggeration.
Yeah. But it feeds into, it elevates him and his moral superiority. She's right that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't like what she.
Evasive to the core.
Yeah.
It's like arguing with the woman. It's evasive to the core and not addressing the point. How about you just get to the point and then you can personally just say, I disagree with Pearl here, here, and here. Okay, there you go.
Right. But
Keep
then
it factual.
it's like I think he's mad that she's even doing these interviews because it reveals all of these churches not in the best light, and then obviously women are failing there because they are not submissive to their husbands, right? And this is something that they don't want other men to see. So how about you, instead of sitting and criticizing her, go and ask these questions to your women in your churches? Why is she doing the work that men are supposed to do in their own churches? I mean, this is the...
I did, and look what happened to me. So there you go.
Well, I know, right? So, like she goes there, she asks a simple question. I agree with you. If you are a true Christian believer, and if you believe in the biblical hierarchy, then your answer should be yes. Should women submit to their husbands? Yes. Without the conditions attached to that, yes, that's it. End of discussion.
Well, continue on.
This is an attack. I don't mean this to be mean. If anything, I'm trying to help you guys out and help you, become, maybe you'll get some young, hot women instead of the old, used up hags like me in your church, You'll get, no kids, young and compliant instead of old, bitter tattoos.
So this was a Bible 101 question. She has no idea, right? So
now, again, how do I put this? Do you really think I have no idea when I have 20 years of Catholic school? I do all these interviews. You're right. I just have no idea. Or maybe...
Well, Pearl, you failed in that specific question when...
She didn't fail.
No. I mean, like in their mind, she failed because she didn't answer appropriately. She didn't give that appropriate cookie cutter answer.
Oh, tell me. She knew what God's greatest commandment was.
Well, I know that, and maybe it wasn't relevant to the discussion. This is why you just don't waste your time. You just skip it, or just to see the reaction, how people are behaving too.
Yeah.
That's why these guys, they don't know what they're talking about. I do the interviews. I'm there to interview you. So, like, if they're going to bark questions at me, I just say, I don't know. What do you think?
That's actually a smart take on your side, because then it allows them to elaborate on the topic and see what they are thinking, because she came to interview them, not the other way around.
Exactly. Nick, you're having a discussion with your wife and you're asking her pointed questions. What does she try and do?
Exactly. Evade. What about this? What about that?
Flip the
Blah,
script
blah, 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 blah.
and then ask you questions to interrogate you.
Yeah.
And so if you start answering all the questions she asked, all of a sudden, hey, she's flipped the script. She has stolen the frame.
Yes.
And now you're in the weaker position. You don't take the bait. You don't answer questions when you are the one asking the question.
Asking the question. Yeah, that's a great point, Steve. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, she came there to ask these people, and then when they try to ask her questions in exchange, then they're just deflecting. They're deflecting. They don't want to answer. They're trying to figure out what she is so that they can attack her better. It's like, no. You just stick to the plan, ask them questions, and don't give in to them.
Guys, these ninjas, they don't get it. But
you have to understand, I don't care whether you like Pearl or not. I already said I don't think she has good motives.
Who is he to judge what kind of motives she has? It's like that kind of moral grounding and superiority that he assumes there. It's fascinating. How do we know he has good morals? At least she's telling the truth. Like, what do you have against the truth? What do you have against revealing the truth to other men? Oh, wait a second. Men won't comply. Men will refuse to wife up this horse. Good. More men's lives will get saved, maybe. Are you there, guys?
Here. Is he ever going to get to the question, or is he just going to go blah, 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 blah?
Well, I think it's best she's reacting to what he's saying.
Where was the smoke when you were on my show? You don't have good motives. Okay.
But
see, again, it goes back to he has good motives.
Right.
Pearl has bad motives. I am better than you. Circle of insufferability.
this is a pagan. This is an unbelieving person.
See, there you go. I am better than you.
And unbelieving people do self-serving things.
Yeah. And the believing people don't do self-serving things. Yeah. Right? Okay.
They look for clickbait, rage bait. That's the world we live in. And I mean,
And the church people don't look for, I mean, like, let's just look at the actions here. Pearl goes out, respectfully asks questions about obedience. The church comes back at me and says Pearl's harassing and like doesn't ask. Again, they apologize. This isn't beef, but I'm just saying objectively, who is rage baiting the other? Who is falsely accusing the other? You know, it's like they claim, and that's the thing, they claim holier than thou when they do the exact same.
at least this woman, whoever this woman in here is, at least she's over there engaging her. Like, why were any of the men afraid to engage her? Like, where are the dudes over there actually
I get more men in these interviews than women.
engaging her? So basically, this woman just asked, what's the greatest commandment according to Jesus? And Pearl said, I don't know. So here we go.
Basis of our faith,
I'm a degenerate, so
apparently.
yeah.
Well,
You're better than me.
no, I'm not. I am not.
Okay.
But Jesus answered, saying, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, and your strength. And the second is like unto the first,
Okay.
that you love your neighbor as yourself. I do not see the love of God in this sign.
Okay.
The love
See
of God,
that?
she doesn't see it. Oh my gosh, guys, did you catch that?
Yep.
Insufferable.
Yeah, falls right under that category. And they all the ladies in particular, they are so insufferable. They start lecturing you on all of these little details, and then Pearl told her like, okay, you are better than me because this is what that woman was really doing. But then she said, no, no, it's not that, but I don't see the sign of God's love or whatever.
It's not so annoying.
It is annoying. It is annoying. I'm amazed by Pearl's patience. Like, seriously, I probably, I would roll my eyes a lot there.
Just asking a question, is it that bad? It's a simple question.
Nick, if you ask the wrong question,
others
might not see the love of God in you.
Cares.
Karen, yes, I agree. Church Karen.
No, hold on. Is her name Karen?
We don't know. It's just...
Or is it Marge? I think she's large, Marge, and in charge.
Large Martin in charge. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Can you imagine being married to this? She will lecture you, gentlemen. She will lecture you about what God says.
I can't imagine being married to that.
You can imagine because you wrote.
You know what? I can imagine it too.
Ay. Yeah, she's lecturing you, gentlemen, about what God says. This is why women already, the fact that this woman started quoting the Bible to Pearl and teaching Pearl how Christianity is supposed to be and everything, and how she has this moral superiority over her, and how Pearl should listen to her. It's already a huge red flag.
You see, it's not about should a woman obey her husband.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, do you love God? Forget
Yeah.
about this obedience thing. Just
Mhm.
love God. Go along with that. It's deflection.
It is deflection. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love God. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's only one truth. As long as you love God, nothing else matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Usurping male authority.
In Ezekiel's day, when the I'm not calling Pearl a pagan, but I'm adopting their own argument for, just for chagrin's sake, right? Suppose she is. I'm not saying she is. But in Ezekiel's day, who was more moral than Israel? Oh, the pagan nations around.
Yeah.
And here she is saying, she assumes that, what the answer is. Yes, you're supposed to obey your husband, and these church ladies and church men can't get together, can't get with the program.
Yeah.
That's what I find insufferable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're a Christian, you must obey your husband. That it's that simple. Yeah, simple answer. Simple answer. I think this is what she is maybe hoping to find in these churches, especially the ones that are praising themselves and say that, well, we have this beautiful women, our women are so much better than anywhere else you go. Okay, in action, they are not. Same female nature everywhere, guys.
There is more insufferability by the Christians, right? Again, you guys are like particularly a standard deviation worse. I think it's because no one's getting laid. It just makes them bitchy. Like obviously the wives aren't banging their husbands because they're usually weak men. And who is this woman having sex with? Nobody hot. So, I mean, that's going to create a lot of resentment. So, and they have to pretend to be better than you, which, so it's like, I don't see love in your sign. I don't see love in your heart, woman.
Yeah.
I'm coming at you a lot more, with a lot kinder spirit than vice versa.
My comment.
Now, unfortunately, this woman is the archetype of everything that I'm saying
Okay, there he's cooking.
is wrong. First of all, she should have detected from the outset that if Pearl doesn't know the first and greatest commandment, she's not a Christian and she's not going to exhibit the love of God. Duh.
But see, this is what I mean. They pretend to be better than you while exhibiting worse traits. So they're like, well, I know this commandment, but exhibiting being a bitch, right? Where I'm being polite to you, I'm smiling, I'm being happy, and they say, "Oh, Pearl doesn't know the answer."
Well, I think it's the credentialism of like how well do you know the Bible? So they start quoting the Bible, and if you can outquote them, but then it's like a never-ending spinning game. And I see so many women are doing it now. They are apparently preaching.
Some women are just like a continual dropping of rain.
Mm-hmm.
What was that verse? Oh,
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about, but I can't think of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like they never stop.
Okay, Nick. In the Bible, in the New Testament, Jesus would get into discussions, confrontations with the Pharisees.
Mhm.
And the Pharisees would try and flip the script and ask him questions. Did he take the bait?
No.
Did he respond to their questions in a direct manner?
No,
Or did he
not
deflect
usually.
or ignore
No.
or tell a parable or some and I'm not actually Pearl is doing kind of the same thing. She's deflecting the question. She's not taking the bait. She's not doing it as skillful as Jesus. She says, "Oh, I'm a degenerate." Well, Jesus would never say that, obviously. But it's kind of yeah, whoever among you is what? Whoever among you is sinless, cast the first stone. It's kind of in that same vein.
Mm-hmm. And by saying so, also she shows more humility than this woman does.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Here it is. Here it is. A continual dropping in a very rainy day, and the contentious women are alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Pearl
Pearl
shows
did.
with all of your, how I would say, like they criticize you of the lack of knowledge of the Bible, but it's not even your job as a woman. You're not supposed to know all of the quotes in the Bible. I mean, it's not your place to quote the Bible. It's not your place to preach to begin with.
Yep.
And she's
And-
showing more humility. She, like how he called you, a pagan, right? A pagan girl shows more humility than a Christian old woman here, who is quoting all of the socially acceptable Bible verses.
Well, Lena, don't you know whoever restrains her restrains the wind and grasps oil with his right hand?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, this woman, this old woman, she needs more spanking. She needs to be restrained. Yes.
This is what she's doing. She's not only is Pearl showing that they won't answer the question, but they're showing forth who they really are by their nasty behavior.
Yeah.
This woman's quoting the Bible, but in such a way that she's really just like rain on a stormy day, and you can't restrain her. It's like grasping oil with your hand. Ugh,
Yeah.
contentious woman.
Contentious, yeah. Poor guy who is married to her. Ay. Well,
Let's
okay, let's
going.
keep going.
This
Yeah.
question. Well, why can I exhibit it better than you? And I don't even think I'm a particularly good person, right? I'm not even saying that. It's just more like, again, it's okay. Here's Pearl. I'm just like a normal person, right? And then here's the Christian women. They're like a standard deviation, more insufferable than normal degenerates like me.
Yeah. That's
She
a good-
ain't lying.
And so to come over there and
What, Nick? Mm-hmm.
She ain't lying.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the Christian women are so full of themselves. They are the best as far as they're concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, their shit don't stink.
Mm-hmm. Except for we've seen the stay-at-home wives, the divorce rates, right?
Huh?
Keep that in mind, gentlemen. Say it's worse with the stay-at-home moms. Most of them are Christian, go to church every Sunday. Mm-hmm. Pray to Jesus, love Jesus. Mm-hmm.
act like should women submit to their husbands, and then you say this is not a loving action is I mean, it's like asking a Muslim, tell us the greatest commandment of Jesus, and then when they don't know it, you say you're.
Well, you know what? He's kind of this is what I don't like about Jedi. He's kind of trying to defend Pearl, but by discrediting her, by calling her a pagan, he say, well, what do you expect from her? Like, do you really expect her to know all of those details?
Yeah, he's trying to discredit her, but he's also trying to say this other Orthodox woman is a bad example of a woman. So let's just continue, see where it goes.
They're not loving. Yeah, they don't care. They're not Christian. Why would they care or know?
Well, and see, like he's criticizing Pearl here. So he's telling this older woman, like, you asked her the wrong question because she's not even Christian as far as he's concerned.
This is pure projection. That Pearl is pagan because she didn't answer the question. that she doesn't have the love of God in her because she didn't answer the question.
Mhm.
Come on, give her a little bit of benefit of the doubt. She was evading the question. She's doing the interview. Pearl is a lot more intelligent than that. And Jay Dyer is just trying to trash her. And
He's
this
trying to trash her. This is why I didn't
this
like him. Yeah.
reflects badly on Jay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it does. It does. Yeah. I agree. I didn't know about him until you, Steve, brought him up, and I was trying to find a video of actually him. I didn't actually watch. The only video I found was with Pearl reacting to him, and yeah.
About any of that stuff. And Pearl obviously doesn't know anything.
You're
And
right.
so ironically, this woman in this video actually, and this was Pearl's intention, was to show that the women who come out and do who will actually respond. And I don't know, maybe she just clipped like one of the worst.
Well,
You know
hold on.
what?
Bullshit. Bullshit. That just pisses me off. Well, obviously her intention is that, hey, Jay, that is feminist behavior.
Mm-hmm.
My first ex-wife used that against me in court. Well, here's what I say about him. And obviously his intention was to abuse the children. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're a mind reader now. You can see the intentions of another person. This is female accusational behavior. And I have no time for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually wasn't my intention at all. My intention is to be accurate, right? But this is the circle. Let's go back to the circle of cope. Discredit the interviews. It's just the interviews that you did. Do you think I really have a big say in who comes up to my sign? I would love it if I did, right? But can we just keep it a buck that I don't really, I can't really control that at all. I mean, if it was up to me, I would just interview women. But I get more men doing these interviews. So, you know, I go where...
Well, the Sims have to defend the women. Aye.
Rock's right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I go with who talks to me. You sit there for like 2 hours up to 4. I think I've even done 6 once in the blazing heat. And I maybe get like 10 to I think 20 people max. Do you think I have any control over who I get to talk to that day? I wish I could, because it would be a lot easier to come up with questions, because you have to come up with questions for the type of people that come up to you, and you can't always predict it, and you have no idea what they're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, Christians, like that's their gaslighting, is they have an ego investment in being right. So they want it to be the interviews. And it's like, dude, if I could control that, I would have a lot better content. Some of these videos I do every week, they don't go viral. I lose money on them because, I can't make women be insufferable. Sometimes they're not. But yeah.
Versions or something, who knows? But
well, he's sitting and trashing what she's doing. Like, if he was so much better with so much more moral superiority, go ahead, dude, and interview. Maybe you will interview more women. Maybe you will find better women. I mean, it's easy to trash somebody else's work when, especially when the person is telling the truth, the unpleasant truth that the TradCons are really struggling with. They don't want to hear because they want to think that their churches are the best, their women are the best.
actually, that is a pharisaical way to reply.
Okay, so what happens if you and the husband disagree? Who should the wife listen to? Or it could be maybe a different church authority, but if the church authority says one thing and a husband says another, who should the wife listen to?
It depends on what the thing is. So I do really think there are certain things.
So again, this is kind of going back to my Christian circle of, where's my video on? Let me pull it up. The Christian circle of women. Basically, circumventing male authority.
Mhm.
Again, when people really believe in how do I put it, in men having authority, like I would say that the answer should just be yes, women should listen to their husbands,
Mhm.
period. But they just kind of find a way to roundabout circle
Talked about that a lot here, haven't we, on the Resurgence of Insanity, haven't we, guys? Episode after episode.
Yeah, you guys have talked about it so
Yeah,
many times.
Okay. I am defending Pearl a lot, but Pearl made a major error here. Look at the way she's dressed. Come on, Pearl. You can do better. You don't. Is that a short dress? I think it is. You know what? If you're going to go talk to an Orthodox priest, Catholic priest, whatever, show some respect, would you? At least wear a dress that goes below your knees.
Yeah, below the knees is usually
I mean, am I being overly critical for saying this, Elena?
I was trying to listen to what he was saying more than watching you, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that something longer, but maybe like she's trying to prove the point that she's being just
Maybe, but
a normal girl, you know, like not the.
he said it depends. Okay, keep going.
Here, hold on. Circumvent male authority. So here we go. Let me find this video I have on it. Oh, here we go. All right, we're going to share this tab. So let me pull up my whiteboard. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so it says, do you obey, right? And then we're going to yes, but. Do you obey? Yes, but only if women sets the condition. Yeah, so that's what we're going to go to right here. So
That as a couple, like you get a spiritual father involved if you need help, but really, you know, like you have the authority within your own home as a couple to sort these things out, right?
Mhm.
So I don't consult my priest on like every purchase that I make or something like this. Like I don't constantly text him. I was thinking about buying a new Suburban.
Mhm.
I don't know, what do you know, unless I'm just talking to him as a friend, right?
Right, but okay, parenting style.
Yeah.
A common disagreement is men want to discipline. Women say that it's abusive or it's too much. It's X, Y, and Z. Maybe you agree with the wife when you hear it. Should he listen to you, or should she listen to you, or should she listen to her husband?
Well, again, nobody should listen to me except in the context that I've been given authority to teach.
You or another church authority. That's my question.
So if you're asking, we're having a trouble.
It's again, then they over intellectualize. Takes forever to get an answer.
Trouble with disciplining the children.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go to our priest and say, how do we handle this?
Correct.
And he tells us something.
He agrees with the woman. It's really just going back to the obedience question.
Right.
Because when it comes down to it, is she supposed to obey the husband or the priest or the church authority?
Ultimately, I should obey the priest.
Okay, so now again, this is what I mean. Religion circumvents male authority, because now they have to listen to the church and not the husband. So even if the church goes awry, you still have to. And even though the church doesn't have a vested interest in your success. So,
okay. So you would say she should listen to the priest?
It depends on the situation.
Well, it's kind of like a workaround answer. And
I don't intend it that way. Like I've this is what
you might not intend it that way, but that's what it is. Right?
why I've tried to really make the point.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is contexted.
Mm-hmm.
And
so basically, as far as I understood, it's all conditional. There are so many details. It's not just her man has the authority over her, but it depends on situation, right? Is this what I'm hearing?
Yes, it's clearly ambiguous.
Mm-hmm. And he's the Orthodox priest, right?
Yes.
So instead of a husband, a wife should listen to the church. And of course, church tells her what she wants to hear.
Yeah, you know what? There's a simple biblical solution here. And Nick can correct me if I'm wrong. If she has a question, she should ask her husband. Her
Right.
husband, if he's a man of God, should be looking to do the right thing in the eyes of God. She can ask her husband, well, can you go talk to the priest about this? Or can we go talk to the priest about this and have the priest advise you of whether you're doing the right thing? So then they go talk to the priest, and they're not as two equals talking to the priest. They're as a husband and a wife. Even talking to the priest, the husband is still the head of the wife in that context, and he can advise the husband as to how the husband should look at it and kind of say, well, you know, she's got a point here. I think you should consider that, but still leave the decision
Up to the man.
in
Yeah.
the hands of the man, if the man is a man of God, which in this context, two Christians going to the priest to settle a dispute. Okay, it's not two Christians. It's not two equals going to the priest. It's a husband and a wife, and the husband is submissive, or the wife is submissive to the husband when they walk in the office, when they discuss this, when they walk out. And it's his decision. And the husband is responsible to God for the decision he makes. It's really quite simple, but the priest has to waffle. Am I wrong, Nick?
Well, it sounds right. I mean, usually let's put it this way. Usually the husband's at his wit's end. And he's like, you know, maybe the priest will finally have my back. Then usually what ends up happening, oh, he's just too mean, authoritarian. And oh, if he could help me with this, and this, then I might obey him.
Right.
Oh, you just need to love Jesus better and love her better. And do all this extra bull crap.
Yeah, do this top lane.
Let's be honest, the woman doesn't change. Her behavior doesn't change. But now she's got a holy cloak and dagger to hold over his head.
Right. Well, it almost has become on the same level as the counseling, the psychotherapy, or the couples therapy, when a woman takes him to see a psychologist or psychiatrist, right? And then they discuss these family issues, they are taking them out, and then they are treated, they are also not as husband and wife, but as two equals. And then in the church, church is doing the same thing, essentially. No hierarchy. Well, I mean, there is a hierarchy, it's just inverted. She's in charge when they are both equal. And remember, Steve said that when he is her equal partner, he is her junior partner, she's in charge. So if they are equal, she's in charge.
Well, they'll say there's a hierarchy, but then the practical hierarchy is she's in charge.
She's in charge.
They might affirm the formal hierarchy, but practical hierarchy, she's in charge. And a lot of these priests or pastors, whatever you want to call it, there's this internal simp in them where they think, oh, she's just such a good mother, wife, blah, blah, blah. She really just wants to be treated right. And, oh, he just must be leading her wrong. And he just needs to serve her better. I'm just telling you how most of the time it's going to work out. And it ends up her clutching the authority of the pastor just to beat him to death with.
Yeah.
And she doesn't change. It makes it worse.
No, she just goes and gets the validation of the institution. Just like she gets the psychological support from the couples therapist to rationalize her decisions, to validate her choices that she makes. Yeah.
I'm never going to give you the answer that's going to satisfy you. Like I
know it would be yes or no that would satisfy.
I know that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm trying in good.
Nick, is there a Bible verse that says, let your yes be yes and your no be no?
Pretty much. Yep.
So isn't the Bible saying don't equivocate? Answer the damn question.
Yeah.
This is the same crap Jesus had to deal with in his day, and the same crap I have to deal with the bureaucracy of the modern church. You just legislate and have all these crafty words to never getting around to the point and just disciplining people or just saying yes or no. It's, and you wonder
Well-
why the young men have no confidence in these effeminate priests and pastors. It's because they're useless. They have no spine.
Right. They have no problem disciplining men, but they don't want to discipline women.
They don't want to offend women.
Hmm.
They need to be offended.
I agree with you there. The more they rebel, the more contentious they are, like the old Karen. Oh my gosh, she needs to be disciplined. Yeah.
Faith to explain why that's the case. But it's we don't deal with people in general.
We don't deal with people in general.
Right? We deal with specific people.
2 seconds earlier.
The thing that I'm concerned with in a pastoral context is let's have a healthy marriage to begin with. When the marriage starts to become unhealthy, then we start to say, what are the ways that we can try to heal and put this back together? And at some point, the rupture can become too great. If a man is beating his wife.
If a man is beating his wife.
Damn.
Right, we have to separate you. Right, we deal with specific people.
Right, we deal with specific people.
Damn, who made this edit?
But it's the same thing in a marriage. So now Christ is a perfect, we can't posit a situation in which Christ does not give proper love and headship, but we can posit a situation in which I will not do that. If I fail to give that proper love and headship, that identity to be the spiritual leader and the priest for my home, to set a direction for the life of my family, and to set boundaries around things, if I fail to do that, then then there's the relationship again becomes broken. There's nothing for her to embody.
Right, but let's say you're doing all that and she still won't listen.
It's not going to happen.
Hold on right
I'm
there.
not talking about you two,
Yeah.
but I'm talking
Go ahead, guys.
So if the man's not providing that proper headship and setting boundaries and whatnot, then bad things will happen. But if he is doing that, she just probed him. He said, and it goes wrong. He said, that's not going to happen. So all you have to do is be the proper leader, and you won't have to deal with rebellion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
How did it work out for you guys?
Okay. Now let me criticize this guy. Oh, if you need a good marriage to start with. And then, but for example, the husband is beating his wife or abusing her. What the fuck, buddy? How about let's talk about the more common occurrence. A woman is not obeying her husband. How many men have you encountered that have actually beaten or abused a woman?
But
in general.
It's
in general.
marginalized, Steve. It's total feminist bullshit.
Right. I mean, I have not really encountered many men who are actually abusive, physically or otherwise. And I'm making a judgment here. The spirit of the man, would I trust him? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't really encounter many men that I think would be capable of that. Now, on the other hand, women who are defiant and disobedient to their husbands or have the spirit of that, how many of them do I encounter?
No, all the time.
all the time. So all of a sudden, you come up with this example of man bad,
Yeah.
and you ignore the common occurrence of woman disobedient, woman bad, women not submitting. Again, and then he follows up with, "Well, if he's not leading properly,
What?
fuck you, buddy. Fuck
Yeah.
you."
How are you supposed to lead if she disobeys? I mean, no, you're supposed to, okay, in their mind, leading here, and this applies to all of these relationship gurus who are giving advice to men and to women both. They are essentially propagandizing men to be a better servant leader or to serve her better. I came up with the phrase, guys, if you want to throw it at these people, go for it. Because I see so much advice coming from female gurus saying, well, if you just do all of those things, women must have genuine desire for you, and then you can do all of these things. So basically, serve her better, you male slave.
Lead her better.
Lead her better,
As
yeah.
a Christian man, Nick, just lead her better and she won't sin.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I get frustrated with go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
I mean, you could rule her. I don't like the term lead. I think it's deviating from its actual point, is to rule. You're to rule over her.
Yeah,
And
rule
of course,
over
not
her.
like in a tyrannical manner, but rule over her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? A lot of times these women, they're so godly and holy. You're just not doing it like Jesus, so I'm not going to obey you.
Yeah. Right. Jesus is their boyfriend. Ay,
Guys,
okay.
if you're not Jesus, you have no chance of her actually
Obeying you.
a lot of these women. I'm not saying all.
Right. Like, just hypothetically, what if Jesus actually, okay, like all of the husbands.
They don't really love Jesus. That's the
Right. This is what I'm saying. That what, like, just imagine. I know
Jesus.
it's not, guys. It's not true. It's just hypothetical. Imagine all of the husbands were Jesuses, right? Or like Jesus was in each one of them, right? And then Jesus would tell their wives, "Okay, obey me. Listen to my lead. Listen to what I say. Listen to my instructions." Like, do you really think that these wives will like the Jesus husbands?
No, they won't. No.
Of course not.
No way. It's bullshit.
Yeah. It's they use Jesus figuratively, I think, because he's an abstract kind of he has become the abstract source of obsession for these women, and they say because no man can meet up to Jesus standards, right?
Well, their Jesus is, they imagine their sweet little baby Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Front row at the Leonard Skinner. I'm joking. I was taking that from Talladega Nights.
No, it just so like.
But this is what happens. It's this fake Jesus, right? They imagine their Jesus to just be this perfect thing that suits all their desires and actions.
Yeah.
Instead of actually listening to what Jesus said in Holy Scripture and following it.
No, that would require work, Nick. What are you talking about? And then it would, and then a woman would have to actually obey their husbands.
Oh man, imagine that.
I know, right? Well, let's finish it, guys. We have a little bit left. Yeah.
But this is an important difficulty in our conversation, though.
Yeah.
Is that
Bruh.
as an Orthodox Christian, I'm never going to talk in general. Like, it's
well, okay.
But
So
you can't make generalizations, you intellectual nincompoop.
You're right. You don't.
But in general, what if a husband is beating a wife? Holy shit. That was a generalization, you dumb shit.
Oh, right. He did default to generalization there, like all men bad, right? All men beat up their wives. And then he doesn't. Well, it's convenient for him to defer to a specific situation when he doesn't want to give you the specific answer. So he says, "I don't talk in general." because each individual case, everyone is special and unique. Feminist propaganda here, or like whatever bullshit. Each case is individual and it should be looked at individually. So if a woman is complaining on her man, I should look into each case on an individual basis.
Okay, this is going on in the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
This guy's
Cretans are
doing it
liars.
here.
Bad, Apostle Paul, bad.
Okay,
Joking.
so here's the argument. When I'm talking to people, it's pastoral, which means I have to deal with individual people.
Oh.
And I can't cast judgment on them. I have to meet them where they're at and accompany them on their journey. Now, okay, what the fuck, mamby-pamby kind of language is that?
Well,
But-
didn't the Apostle Paul say all Cretans are liars? Man, he did a bad thing. Bad generalization.
But Nick, I just described what's going on in the Catholic Church. Does this pastoral approach, maybe not with the same explicit language, but you see the words journey, meet them, welcome them, accompany. It's all fucking wishy-washy language, and it shows up everywhere, even in Protestant churches. Right, Nick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Same spirit.
Well, and the fact that, and I did mention it in one of my Twitter posts, the fact that the Reformed horse are so eager to jump into various churches there, it should be already a huge red flag, because they know that church doesn't hold them accountable. They can just pretend to be somebody, say all of the socially acceptable things, that they love Jesus, they finally found Jesus, all of those things, Jesus worshiping, right? And then the church will embrace them, like he is saying, yeah, accompany them on their journey, welcome them and support them. Venerate, put the crown on her head that she is now reformed. And the gentlemen line up to wipe her up. Go, you watched the Anita series, right? You know. Yeah.
That's on many faces.
Right. many faces, many masks.
Yep.
Whichever one is currently popular among the Christians. Of course, there are the good traditional Christian men who wouldn't use women for pump and dump purposes. They are in church. So all of this Reformed horse, when they realize that they are aging out of having a feminist sex-fueled fun, they want to be married, they want to be wives suddenly.
We worship a personal God, right? We don't worship God in general.
Okay, well, when the Orthodox guy said, "Don't transition my kids,"
Yes.
you said, "I'm going to do it anyway."
Yes.
Divorce?
In that extreme situation, absolutely yes.
But it happened here. This is what I mean. Oh my God. This is the Christian circle of gaslighting. I need to make another one that's about, and you guys put in the comments, but like that goes through, I don't talk, asks direct question, the ways they circumvent it, tells random Bible story, doesn't answer the specific question.
Yeah,
that would never.
They are deflecting. They don't want to answer the specific questions. They want to deflect and shift, and if they can avoid answering that question, because it would put them into an uncomfortable position. They don't want to say yes or no, because it's just annoying.
Happen shows a situation, it happens. So, well, that's extreme. It just never ends.
Okay, but it starts with small things, right? It usually, like, disobedience doesn't start with like one giant thing. Like, it starts with her not Like, she spends too much money. Women make 85% of consumer buying decisions. So spending too much money, talking on social media, right? Like, there's a whole heap, I'm sure you know them, of things that women don't listen to their husbands for. And it can feel like enslavement if a guy has all of the responsibility of a wife, but no authority. So, and he can't leave. So what is a guy supposed to do if and many times the women lie about their pasts, they get through the door somehow, and now he's stuck. Now what? So that's just, yeah.
You're obviously addressing real difficulties, real pain, real
This is the gaslighting. No answer.
problems that
You're addressing real problems here. Where's the answer?
are endemic in our society for various reasons. I didn't disagree with you.
Yeah. My church is special. Cope. That's another one.
Obviously, there's plenty of other. You mentioned a minute ago.
Parenting styles is another one people fight a lot about. You know, dad wants to discipline, she says no.
Yeah. You mentioned a minute ago this is sort of and this is not I'm not trying to pick a bone with you. You mentioned, this is like the worst sin you can think of is because, all the child support and payment. I smiled a little bit when you said that because that is really bad. But man, there's so many worse sins. Like.
So, okay, hold on a second. Like the fact that the wife is disobeying her husband, and then if a child wants to become a transy in school, right?
Oh,
Like, how much worse can it get than already it is in second?
What Pearl did was actually refer to a real person that's been on her show, an Orthodox guy. Orthodox, I forgot his name, but I think Jeff Younger. Yeah, Jeff Younger. He's been on the show. He's an Orthodox practicing Christian, and his wife took his kids, I think, to like the state of California. And I don't know if the transition happened or not, but he's been barred by legal authority to not do anything. And I think they actually said he has to pay for it.
Wow.
So there's actually she's probably referring to that
no,
guy.
I understand that she's referring to the real situations, but he says that those are irrelevant. Those don't matter because there are worse things going on.
Right.
Like, what are those worse things, dude? Boys are being castrated, girls are being whatever. And like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, it starts in small things. Pearl established that. When a woman is not obedient to her husband. Basically, Pearl says, is this a problem? And this priest says, no, it's not really a problem because there's much bigger sins out there. Okay. Okay. This is a big problem that's a big problem in our society. But let's not talk about it because there are bigger problems.
Well, okay, so what are the bigger problems? The transition of the kid,
I don't know.
Let's say.
Maybe he'll get into them. He doesn't have to tell you what the bigger problems are.
Oh, they are just out there. They are just out there.
Bigger problems.
Never mind that all of these problems, well, most of them are being caused by wives' disobedience to their husbands.
We're not going to make that conclusion because we're trying to deflect and obfuscate here.
Yeah, right. You can't frustrate the women.
You want me to tell
so many worse sins. I'm not saying it's good. But what?
There's other gaslighting. There's worse things that could happen. Ninja, that's not the question.
What I'm trying to kind of point out is that.
What do you mean?
Like, what are worse things? Like, he doesn't mention what are those worst things. This would be my next question, right? Like, come on, dude, you are saying things without actually saying anything. I get frustrated. I was so mad when I was watching this video the first time.
There's worse sins than child support.
No. What I'm saying is, yes, if a woman leaves her husband and he gets stuck in this child, like, it's very bad. Right.
It's devastating.
It's absolutely. Listen, I know people who have gone.
Now he's saying child support's not that bad.
Through this.
Again, are you gonna, with your chest, tell women to take their fathers off of child support? No, they won't do it. That's what I mean.
There are definitely worse things.
What are those worst things, dude?
It doesn't make it okay, but there are definitely worse things.
Like, you see how he's taking it, this is what I mean.
He's trying to diminish the damage that disobedient wives are causing to their families, to their husbands, to their kids, to our society in general. He's trying to make it less noticeable.
Right, because there are worse things.
But like, what are those worst things? And we never get the answer to that. I think she was
Well,
wrapping it up.
let's keep going. Let's find out. Maybe he's going to tell us. We don't know.
I don't think so.
You go to church and you get,
yeah.
This is the conviction you get for female sex.
4 days a month with your kid. Worse things than that. I think that's death to a lot of men. Because that's standard every other weekend.
Yeah.
Any guy that she dates has more ass.
And it's like I fucking hate it when they like, yes, I agree with you. I don't argue with. Oh, like, and then what do you say to them? Why don't you tell women to obey their husbands?
You can make all the women in their church that collect child support
Right.
unable. They should discipline them. Church discipline, ecclesiastical authority.
Well, yeah, at least do something. If the laws are not changing yet, right? At least apply some social restraints on women, right? At least tell women to listen to their husbands and don't destroy your marriage, right? And then, no, they won't even do that. And then he's like the audacity that he has. It's like this is what really pisses me off. This is the hypocrisy. You know, he's like, yes, I know that it's an issue, but it's not such a big issue. But you know what? There are worse things out there. But yeah, but this is bad. But we are not doing anything about it. Sorry, guys. I understand your frustration. Like, she goes to church to interview the church leadership, the headship of the church, and this is the bullshit she gets.
Yeah.
Then you like, can you
Listen, I've got people in my life in these kind of situations. It is.
Yeah, you get those people in these situations. Like, what are you doing then to help those people? To help those men? Oh, you don't give a fuck about men because you want to please women.
The thing that we can't do is to let the exception dictate the rule.
You just speak up
How
more.
about a effing exception? How the hell is that an exception? That is the normal experience of about 50% of men or something like that in the United States over generations.
And he knows men in this situation. When he says that, obviously it's more than one man. So it's actually a common thing. And then he says, I'm not going to do anything about it because, hey, this is why men are leaving the churches.
Yes.
Protestant, Catholic, and the solution is the Orthodox Church. Just go Orthodox, bro. Yeah.
You see it, gentlemen.
Tell me more.
Yeah. This is your priest, and I mean, you obviously will encounter different kind of priest, not him per se. There will be a different priest who will say similar things, who will do jack shit for kids to stay with the father, for fathers to have any authority, even any natural authority. Okay, we are not even talking about the state, right? Under the laws, everyone is equal, right? The laws are the same for everyone, but at least the moral, the godly authority that men should have over their wives, you don't get it in church. Well, you have to lead her the right way. You have to do all of those things that she wants you to do so that she finds you attractive, so that she wants to be led by you, and make sure you lead her where she already wants to go.
Okay, let's watch the rest of this. Save the rest of your rant till the end.
The thing.
I think in these interviews, I need to, I need some bass in my voice.
That I'm concerned with in a pastoral context is let's have a healthy marriage to begin with.
What the hell healthy
when the
marriage?
marriage starts to become unhealthy, then we start to say, what are the ways that we can try to heal and put this back together? And at some point, the rupture can become too great. If a man is beating his wife, right?
He keeps coming back to a man is beating his wife. Never once he mentioned that a wife disobeys her husband. Never.
We have to separate you.
Hello.
Hi.
What do you think of this?
Well, okay, I think that's the end, guys.
So, a man's beating his wife. Oh, that's bad. I'll say it. That's bad. Studies show that physical abuse is 50-50, at least, if not more biased towards women. More women actually get physically abusive with their husbands than husbands with their wives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, of the two men on this stream, which of us has not been physically abused? I have.
Mm-hmm.
Many times over many years for me.
Yeah.
So fuck you about it's only men abusing women. Holy shit, you dumb fuck.
Oh, Nick's wife,
Women-
Nick's ex-wife, didn't even care that he was a pastor.
Right. And women abuse men quite a bit. And it happens in the military too. This army men, Marines are abused. Big men, muscles and all that. They're commonly abused by their wives physically. Because she thinks there are no consequences. It happens commonly. I mean, my God, buddy, pull your head out of your ass.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I ordered the books by Dr. David Edgington. So here is The Abusive Wife. You guys, I think you guys talked about that one when you had.
We had him on our show. We interviewed him on our show over that.
And then I ordered this one from his website. So yeah, White Knights and Reviling Wives. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And okay, he's talking about healthy marriage to begin with. What constitutes a healthy marriage? When there is no biblical hierarchy, when a man is in charge, a woman is his subordinate, she is his helpmate, she is submitting to him, she is doing what he says. It's already unhealthy. It's already unhealthy, and he didn't bring up anything about submission and obedience.
That's because he's referring to this healthy egalitarian marriage.
Yeah. Oh, hell, egalitarian.
No such thing exists, because if it's egalitarian, it's already disordered.
It is disordered, yeah. Yeah.
We've been on here over 2 hours. Let's bring this to
Let's bring it to a close, guys. Well, I had some examples for you, but we will leave them for next time. Next time we will talk about propaganda. We'll try to have a special guest next week. Okay, I was hoping that Coach Vlad would join us today, but he didn't. So we'll see. Maybe he will join us sometime soon. And yeah, remember to please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the live stream, and tell us what you think. We appreciate your feedback. Go watch those interviews that Pearl was running. I was watching not all of them, but I did watch quite a few of them. And yeah, it's sad. It's sad. And the church doesn't realize that women need to be restrained. Yeah. But anyway, what are you doing next week?
Steve's up.
I'm up.
You're up. What are you doing, Steve?
I'm still percolating up here.
Okay.
Figured it out.
You'll figure it out. You'll come up with something interesting.
I'm working on something. Sometimes it doesn't come to fruition until it gets closer to the deadline.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's okay. So yeah, please go subscribe to the Resurgence of Sanity YouTube channel. Watch especially the previous 2 live streams that you did, the biblical deductions and the cluster B. Cluster B. Yeah, I know we've talked a lot about cluster B. We also did a few live streams on my channel here about cluster B with the DSM-5, but then Plutarch was leading that one on the Resurgence of Sanity YouTube.
Yeah.
So, very interesting live stream. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, and we'll see you all next time, guys. Join us for other activities as well. Take care, everyone. Do you have any final words and final things you want to say?
No.
No, you're done. Nick, do you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll see you all next time, guys. Take care, everyone. Thanks for being here with us today. Thank you for your comments. And yeah, take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Guys, thank you so much for being here with us today. If you are new here or if you're a returning subscriber, we appreciate you. Have you watched Anita Mokiet's saga by me, your Red Pill Babushka? If you haven't yet, we highly recommend you to watch this mini-series to better understand women, how they think and how they manipulate men. Anita Mokiet's saga is a comic parody of female nature and female behavior that includes Anita's adventures, her special and unique experiences, and various interactions with other funny characters. I created Anita to pick on female delusions, entitlement and promiscuity, and to show the reality of corrupted by women institutions. The first season shows the process of finding yourself through self-worth, self-love and self-respect meditation retreats and relationship sessions with various female gurus. The second season reveals her godly path to Jesus and her true power over men. Femininity.
Hi, I'm Anita Mokiet. I used to be on OnlyFans, but not anymore. Not after I found Jesus. I'm a TradWives now. I love Jesus. I'm not a feminist. I want a perfect husband with kids because now I feel that it's my true purpose in life to be a stay-at-home wife and mother. Because I deserve a family. I want to be married to the right man. So join our church and wife me up.
I will actually plug Plutarch's wife here. Watch her Anita Moorcat series on just talking about she gives these like acting. She takes on many faces and shows the reality of the church and trying to get men to buy into this traditional TradCon bullshit on wifing up all these fucked up women. There is a large amount of truth in her comedic series that I think men should watch.
I hope that you enjoy our videos. Please tell us what you think about them. We appreciate your feedback. Also, please like the videos. It helps us to build more awareness. And share our videos with your friends and those who need to see them. You never know, but you may save a man's life if he is more aware of female nature. You don't have to say anything when you are sharing our videos. You can just copy and paste them and let the chips fall where they may. Please watch our older live streams on both YouTube channels. You might also enjoy Marry Me Red Pill podcast by your Red Pill Babushka, based on the survey for biological men. It's an ongoing survey that you can participate in. Please share it with other men. The more men participate in this survey, the more statistically significant the results are. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels if you enjoy our content and if you'd like to see more content like this. Join us for interesting discussions with the Resurgence of Sanity guys on Saturdays at 9:15 a.m. Pacific on Elena's Bar YouTube channel and on Wednesdays at 5:45 p.m. Pacific on the Resurgence of Sanity YouTube channel. Once again, thank you so much for joining us for interesting discussions. Thank you for your feedback and for your kind support. We appreciate you guys. We are looking forward to seeing you in our other activities as well. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day.